All right, the mic drop at the end. I love that. Hey, welcome everybody to the first live Looking for Party podcast brought to you by Darsprigan by way of Darsprigan Media. And this will be all some gaming news and some things we like to talk about pretty much every other week. Again, I've been working on this, trying to get this live. I've been doing it, by making a pre-recorded video. So welcome everybody. I got all the alerts on, so I don't know how this is going to go live quite yet. But you know what? That's why we do this. We're not afraid. We're not afraid. We're going to see how this goes. But all my guys and friends and everybody that has been coming into the chats, into the streams, and all you out there, welcome. I welcome everybody. I want to talk some games with you guys, but we got a lot going on that we just want to talk about. So we got some things here. So let me get all the good stuff up on the screen here. Patch notes will be coming up a little bit later. But for right now, what I want to present to you is the epic loot for the week. Right now, if you want to get some gaming on for cheap, you can get Rise of the Tomb Raider right now for $2.99. So I go to GG Deals for games. That's a nice site. If you always want to save some money, it'll show you what sites they're on, what is the best price that you can get for the game right now, and if it's a historical low at the moment. But right now on Steam, you can get Rise of the Tomb Raider for $2.99, 90% off. You can also get Assassin's Creed Origins, which is one of the good Assassin's Creed games that came out. That one is also 90% off for $5.99. So what we do here right now in the Epic Loot part of the live stream, I'm giving you guys the best deals that are out there for some of the hottest titles on the market. All right, so 90% off, $5.99, you will be able to get Assassin's Creed Origins. And if you're an RTS fan, world building fan, there's another game out there for a great price, and that's Civilization 6. 90% off, $5.99. So for less than $20, hell, $15, you can get 3 really good games that'll last you a long time. Just think about that. How about that for Epic Loot? There we go. So you get all these titles, man, right now. Load up Steam, or like I said, go to GG Deals, and you can just see all the great deals that's going on every single week. So you can save you some money on all your games. All right. So how about that? Also, I would like to mention every day, and I'm probably going to do it today too. I'm probably not. I'm not sure because the Raiders game come on today. We like to watch our football on Sundays, but Monday through Saturday, what we like to do, we got a TikTok shop open. I promote a lot of gadgets and electronics, so stop by my TikTok account. There's a showcase, like a little bag on there, a shopping bag. You can click that, and it'll show you all the great deals that's going on like right now on TikTok. So I've officially launched that store on my account. So you know what? There you go. I'm trying to help you save some money. Right now, I've been promoting this $60 tablet that's normally $120. It's by Bayou, and it is a 10.1 inch tablet that you can get for 50% off. It's normally $120. You can get it for $60. So go check that out if you want to. All right. So next, what we're going to talk about is the release radar. You guys want to know what games are coming out this week, right? We got some great games coming out, so I'm excited for all you guys. Better get in and get some gaming on. First game on the list is, I was shocked by this, Alien Rogue Incursion. I didn't even know this was coming out, and that's why I do this, so you guys will know what games are coming out. It is VR enabled as well, but if you want to get that alien feel again, it's a first-person shooter. It comes out this week on pretty much all the platforms. You're looking at PS5, Xbox Series systems, PSVR. I know it's on Steam as well. I looked it up on that. So if you want to play some aliens this week, you hear it here. Buy the game and download it. Have you guys some fun, man. Maybe you might get some more people to come in and play with you and enjoy that game. So there's been a good surge of Alien games the last few years, and this was going back to the old tried and true, the way we played the game back in the day in the first person shooter form. All right, what's next on our list is the amazing. I've been hearing about this game for years from my boys. How amazing it is! Final Fantasy Tactics come out this week on September 30th. So you got a couple of more days to go. And I pre-ordered mine from Amazon, and at the time I didn't have Amazon Prime, but I have it now. So I'll be getting mine a little bit late, but maybe it might come in on time. Let's hope it will. But sometime during the week, I will be joining you guys in the tactics world, seeing what's going on in Final Fantasy Tactics. Been hearing about this over 20 years of how amazing this game is. So you got that game coming out this week on all the platforms as well. So enjoy yourself some tactics games this week. All right. We also have coming out this week, it's Lego Party. Party games are always good. You got the holidays coming. You got a lot of Lego fans here. I will be building a Lego Game Boy system in about a little bit over a week. When it comes in, I'm going to live stream that, show that to you guys. It's dropping on October 6th. It just went back in stock, I think, recently on Amazon.com if you want to pick yourself up a copy as well. But I'll be live streaming. I'm very excited about that. Lego Party is coming out this week, September 30th. So you got another great game, and it's coming out on all the platforms. So have fun with that title. You also got a new game coming out this week, a new franchise. You got a PlayStation 5? The Ghost of Yotei is coming out. Ghost of Tsushima was an amazing game. I heard about that game. I finally bought it on PC when it came out. But you got this one. It looks really good. Been looking at it for a while. It's a revenge game. She's revenging the deaths of people that she care about. And it gives me the Seven Grandmasters feel of a Kung Fu movie that I hold dear to my heart, that I love. So Ghost of Yotei is coming out this week on PlayStation 5. It is a PS5 exclusive when it comes on PC. Or if I ever decide to get a PlayStation 5 again, decide to do it, buy one, I'll be playing it as well. But for now, I just wait for the PC port. And I have a feeling about Sony with their PC ports, man. They not that good in the beginning. But you got to wait for it to get patched up, and hopefully they gotten better with it and gives us some good ports that come out for the amazing games that are on that system. And this holiday season, I will be playing Until Dawn as part of my October Fright Gaming Fest that I do every single Halloween month of October. And I could not play Until Dawn last year because it just was not optimized and ready to go on the PC. It was horrible. I couldn't even play it. So hopefully this year they've done quite a few patches within the year, and I'll be able to show you guys that game and play that, because I'm looking forward to playing the game. Never played it. All right, you guys know every day, except for Sundays, I do a Nintendo Daily Drop. Yesterday it wasn't that much news at all, so we didn't do one. Weekends are kind of slow, but Tokyo Game Show kept me pretty busy last week, and one of the games that was talked about that is kind of controversial is the Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. And the reason why it has some controversy behind it, because they didn't add a lot to it other than, the screen resolution and everything that's going on with it. But it's coming out this week. You get both games in one package. And the reason why it's controversial, they charge you $70 for this. I'm tricking my mind saying it's just set $35 a game.
Josiah Ho Naked says, what's up?
Hey, Josiah. What's up, man? What's up? What's going on? Thank you for joining the podcast today. I really appreciate that. Nice to see you. But Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 is coming out for the Nintendo Switch 2 this week. So you got a few days to go. October 2nd it launches. I will be picking that up. I will be playing it for you guys. It's going to be a nice, long-running showcase of Nintendo titles coming up here within the next few months. And you guys know my next 24-hour stream is October 16th. We will be playing Pokemon ZA, and we will be also doing a 24-hour stream on Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which is one of my favorite series of all time. So I'm very excited about that.
Stankin' says, Sup, Brotha.
What's up, Dank, man? Welcome to the podcast, man. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And then the last game that we got that's coming out this week is Digimon Story Time Stranger. That's coming out on October 3rd. You have this. I was growing up, I wasn't much of a Pokemon fan, but I did like Digimon. For some reason, the cartoon that came out on, I think it was Saturdays or whatever, I liked it a lot. So, but I did get the first game that they brought out on PC. I haven't played it yet, but you got the Storytime Stranger coming out this week on PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series systems, and PC. So look forward to this game. If you're a Digimon fan, you want to play something before Pokemon ZA that gets you into that type of feel, you have this game coming out this week. So great week of games, everybody. You got a lot of games coming out this week. You got Alien Rogue, Final Fantasy Tactics, Lego Party, Ghost of Yotei, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, and Digimon Storytime Stranger. Some console exclusives in here. So if you own any of the systems, you definitely got some gameplay coming up this week. So that's everything we have for the release radar. Now let's go on to my quest log, the games that
Josie Ho Naked says, can't wait to play Ghost of Yotei.
Yeah, man. Yotei looks good, man. It looks really good. It looks fantastic. Looks fantastic. I can't wait to play it either. So whenever it comes out for PC, I will definitely be picking that up. But this week, these are the list of games that I'll be playing this week on all my live streams. I will continue to play the amazing, surprising Elden Ring Night Rain co-op with my boys. We've been enjoying this game. We've been playing it a lot. If you guys want to see gameplay on it, if you've been kind of like, what can I say, on the fence about buying it or playing it, stop by my live streams. We'll be playing this, I think, again on Tuesday. Maybe Monday night, I'm not sure, but Metroid is pretty much reserved for Metroid Monday. For me, I play all my Metroid games on Monday, so I won't be playing that game on Monday. At least I think I won't. It all depends. My boys sometimes, they tend to pull me in on some things, but Elden Ring Night Rain will be on my quest log for this week. We'll be playing a lot of that game. We'll also be playing Ashes of Creation. That is the MMO that I've pretty much, how can I say, targeted to be one of the pillar games of my channels. I pretty much play it every night around 11 p.m. Pacific time till about 2 or 3 a.m. Pacific time. Been enjoying that, going through that game. So if you are interested in playing an MMO, you've been kind of soured on the genre because a lot of games has come out recently that have not been that good. Ashes of Creation is shaping up to be a pretty good MMO, in my opinion. It is an alpha state, and you can play it as well, but you got to pay to get into the alpha. I think the cheapest right now is $100, so you can support the game and come in and have a great time with it if you want. I will also be playing Metroid Zero Mission. So the last 2 weeks, we beat Metroid Prime Remastered on Metroid Monday, and last week we finally beat Metroid Dread. It was a hell of a lot of fun playing that game. I enjoyed it. It was a great 2D Metroid. But you want to see, as far as storyline wise, where Metroid begins, Metroid Zero Mission is the beginning of the series. Chronologically, on way the story falls, stop by this Monday, 3 p.m. Pacific, and we're going to start up this retro game. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to go through this game, and then hopefully we'll be able to get through this. Well, we will get through this game and get through the original Metroid after this once we beat Zero Mission. So Metroid Mondays are going to become more retro. Soon, we're going to be going through all these Metroid games, as many as we can beat before Prime 4 comes out. We will also be playing Silent Hill F. It's good. I played it once last week. I like it a lot. Never played a Silent Hill game before in my life. Never touched it. Never touched one. So this is in 1960 Japan. I enjoy it. It's kind of creepy. It's creepy. It's supposed to be. supposed to be creepy. So now I'm going through that, getting into, the October like feels of all the the Halloween games. This is going to slide right into that. So look forward to me playing Silent Hill F one of these days, next week. Also, Final Fantasy Tactics. Once I finally get that game, I will be exclusively playing that game from my 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. slot once it comes in, because I'm hearing that it's an 80-hour game. If it's 80 hours, I need to really focus on that and get through that game. So it'll be a lot of tactics going on, a lot of my streams, here going forward. But we'll also be playing a lot of Halloween games as well. So October Fright Gaming is something I do every single October. And these are the games on the list for this year. So stop by if you want to see any of these titles. I'm not shooting to beat these titles. I shoot to play, so you guys can see what these games are all about. Silent Hill F, we already talked about. Undertale, never played it before. We're going to get into that. Vampire the Masquerade comes out with a new title in October. Later on in the month of October, we'll be playing that. Until Dawn, I mentioned that. We'll be playing that as well. Trying to get rid of the bad taste in my mouth I had from last year, October Fright Gaming. Well, I could not get the game to up and run because I only do a horrible job at doing ports on PC. Killing Floor 3. You want some shooter action? We'll be playing that as well. Dying Like the Beast. Already purchased, already downloaded on my system. We'll be playing that as well. So if you're looking for some Dying Light, we'll be playing that. And then Alan Wake 2 is another game that I got on sale that I've always wanted to play. We'll be playing that this October. And every single Halloween, there's one game we always play, a game that I played many, 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 many years ago. Hellgate London came out, man, probably 20 plus years ago. We'll be playing that as well. But I do that all the time because within the story, it takes place on All Hallows Eve, which is Halloween every single year. So I do that for myself. I love that game. Always loved it. We'll be playing Hellgate London on Halloween this year, as we always do. Looking forward to that as well. So that is my quest log for the week. So stop by on my streams. These are all the games that I will be playing, and probably a couple of surprises between now and then. We'll see. All right. So what games are you guys playing this week? We'll be, talking about that a little bit later if you want to. Now, this is the biggest part of the stream that we do on the podcast every single week, and it's the patch notes. We're going to be going through news, gaming news on all these things that's happening in the world of gaming. And the first subject that we want to talk about today is the revival they're making Virtua Fighter 6. Virtua Fighter 6 is being made, and they're making a new mode in the game. It's been your traditional, win 3 rounds and you win the match and all of that, but now they're trying something different. It's called Break and Rush. And what they're doing is when you hit somebody and you continuously hit that repeated action, and if you break that part of the body, that would give you a advantage in the fights going on in the other rounds. So I don't know if they're going to add that in with the, win 3 rounds and win the match, but it seems like it's going to be a separate mode that they're going to have to showcase that. So it would give you an advantage. If you break somebody's arm or, their jaw, or whatever, it's going to give you just that fighting edge in the match. And it looks pretty good so far. So the showcase that's out right now showcases Akira versus Sarah. Just so you know, I am an avid Jackie fan. I love Jackie because I'm faster than lightning. I've always been in my entire life, and I love that guy. But when Virtua Fighter 6 comes out, we'll be playing that for sure. But you got a new Virtua Fighter being made. It's probably a couple of years away from, maybe a year or two away from coming out. But they got the tech out there, so you could look up the videos on it. If you didn't know, it's being made. So that's very, very exciting news. So I have a lot to say about the other things that we're about to talk about. We got a lot of stuff going on here this week in the gaming world. One of the other things we want to talk about is the Xbox Rogue Ally. All right, if you want a handheld gaming system, it's going to set you back some dollars if you want to get one. The Xbox Rock Ally pre-orders are live still right now if you want. You can pre-order right now, and I checked this morning. You can pre-order on Best Buy still. If you want the Ally X, the Xbox-centric one, it is $1,000. The top of the line model. There's also a model for $600, and that one you could pre-order at Amazon at the moment. When I checked this morning, it was available for pre-order. So if you wanted to get into the mobile gaming space, and if you're a big Microsoft fan, you can get these systems and pre-order them today. It launches on October 16th. And the biggest differences between the two, it has a lot of features with it. It has all the latest tech that's out there. But the Xbox Ally X has the Ryzen V2 Extreme chip in it, which makes it really, really fast. It's new technology. But the difference between the $600 version and the $1,000 version is that chip, which is one. And then you also get to be able to use the ultra high speed micro SD card, the micro SD card 2. It also plays micro SD card 1, the UHS ones. But the LIX has the upgraded SD card that you can use. It also has the USB port 4 on it. The original model, the 600 one, it has the 3.2 USB ports on it. And the triggers that are found on the Xbox $1,000 version, it's impulse triggers. The regular one just has the Hall effect triggers on it. So it has some differences between the two. Is it worth an extra $400? If you want that better chip, I would say so, yes. If you wanted to do that. But I am getting into mobile streaming as well. I just purchased a new tablet here recently. So we'll be doing some mobile streaming here in the near future. But I'm getting this out to you guys. This system is up for pre-order right now. It is sold out for pre-orders on the Asus site. Only site right now that has it as of this morning is Best Buy. So if you want to pick up one, go get that. Okay, so we do have a new freaking mobile device that you can play your games on if you are a Microsoft fan. What's next in the news? We have some news from Capcom. There's a Final Fantasy 14 crossover that is happening here. Starting tomorrow, you will be able to download the new update, Update 3, and be able to fight the Final Fantasy themed boss in the game. He's called Omega Planetus. I guess that's the way you pronounce it, Planetus. He'll be in the game tomorrow. And they add in 2 new jobs to the game that you'll be able to play in Monster Hunter Wilds. One is called a Pictomancer, and it looks pretty cool. It throws up all these images and designs up on the screen, and you'll be able to do damage with it. And then they also got a Dark Knight job. Jobs are classes in Final Fantasy 14, so they kind of themed it into Monster Hunter. So this is called the Dark Knight. So it has dark theme armor abilities and all that stuff that you'll be able to do tomorrow. So I normally just log in, play Monster Hunter Wilds during the events, get the loot that I need and the gear and everything, and pretty much shut it down because the end game is pretty much non-existent in Monster Hunter Wilds, which that was a big mistake that they made, an oversight that they didn't realize that they did, because Monster Hunter is all about hunting monsters. And when you can get all the gear you want from that monster in 2 or 3 fights, that's not Monster Hunter. So they are updating the end game coming up in December. So hopefully we'll get Monster Hunter back to where it normally is this December, but you have a new update tomorrow. It is the Final Fantasy 14, or just Final Fantasy crossover in Monster Hunter Wilds coming your way tomorrow. And then also in December, there is a dragon that I never fought before being added to the game. Gog Mazios is being added. He's an elder dragon being added this December, so I will be able to fight him. So, and again, that's when they're gonna add the more in-game, stuff to the game. And then Arch Temperate Uth Duna is being added in this update, but you won't be able to fight him as they always do when they do the updates. The Arch Temperate monster doesn't come out for a few weeks after the update, just to keep people engaged and coming back to the game. So, but we'll be doing the event tomorrow at some point. I'll probably do that before we get into Metroid Monday. Log in, see what it's all about. Just do a joint stream tomorrow with Metroid Monday and Monster Hunter Wilds. So you have that to look forward to as well. What else we got in the news? We got a lot of news this week. We also have Skate, which is a legendary, iconic franchise, is having some updates as well. The main issue with the game that a lot of people had a problem with was the way the game looked. It looked like Fortnite. That's not the way Skate looked in the past. It is not the way Skate should look in the future. Skate has always been a realistic looking game. So the next update, season 1 is coming out here real soon. Full Circle has realized that the community does not like this look. Season 1 will drop on October 7th, and they giving the game a golden hour look. I have no idea what that means, but I guess they're changing the look of the game somewhat. But they need to make it look more realistic. It was one of the biggest complaints that a lot of the fans is having. It is currently getting a lot of mixed reviews on Steam, but the consistent thing that's positive about the game is the gameplay, the tricks that you do, everything that has to do with the game as far as gameplay wise seems to be solid. But when you're looking at that Fortnite looking Sims looking game, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that in Skate. That's never been Skate, never have been Skate, never should be Skate. They're fixing it. Full Circle has listened to the community. They're making a change to the game. They referenced to a blog that they talked about around August 15th that they are going to change some things with the visuals. Well, you shouldn't have launched the game, looking that way because the fans don't like that. But again, there's a lot of things that's happening within these seasons. They're doing newer microtransactions of things that you can buy and add to your account every single season. But you have season 1 coming up here real soon. You got about 10 days to go before season 1 drops in Skate. And I know there's a lot of Skate fans out there. Again, this is one of our iconic franchises that the community loves and play. I didn't touch it because I didn't like the way the game looked. But once they improve the game, make it better, I would download Skate and play it. Maybe it'd be one of those times where there's not that many games out and the game has improved a lot. I would download it and live stream and have a good time with you guys because I love snowboard games and I love skating games. I grew up playing a lot of those games. So there you go. You have a new look coming to Skate here real soon. Now, Battlefield 6. A lot of you guys know I cannot wait for this game to come out. I am a huge Battlefield fan, but 6 has been a success for me on what they showed when they had the open beta. It looked amazing, but they also are improving the portal mode. It lets you create some crazy stuff. So I'm looking forward to this. Portal was something that they introduced in Battlefield 2042, where it allows you to play things outside of the normal game. You get to come in and play like maps that people created and modes that people created and some older modes that people really, really liked in the past. Well, this time they're trying to make it close to Halo Forge's system where they allow you to make some crazy stuff. And the biggest thing that they are added to this mode, which they didn't do before, that they allow you to have 100% XP gain in these maps. They didn't allow you to do that in 2042. They nerfed the XP in those modes. I don't know why they did that, but they did. But they're going to allow you to do it in Battlefield 6 when it comes out. So let's look forward to some cool games being made. I like the Vietnam type maps that people make. I like going back into that era, playing games in that aesthetic field. And hopefully somebody will make some Battlefield Vietnam games. And what I'm looking forward to is that somebody go back and make some of the maps that were in Battlefield 2142. I love 2142 with the mechs and everything you was able to get into in that game. So hopefully we'll have some people that are talented enough, I know they're out there, that will make some good stuff for Battlefield 6's portal mode. So you will always have something new and fresh to play outside of the game that's being made. So that's always been a plus. So hopefully you are excited as I am for the new portal mode, the new upgraded portal mode in Battlefield 6. And the last bit of news we have for this week is coming from the Konami, one of my favorite developers back in the 8-bit Nintendo days. They are launching a new multiplayer mode in Snake Eater. A lot of people wanted it to be like Metal Gear Online. It's really not like Metal Gear Online. It's kind of new. It is a hide and seek multiplayer mode. It's up to 12 players. You'll be able to play it, on PC and all the console systems. It drops. Let's get you a date for this. October 30th. October 30th, you will be able to play Fox Hunt. So there's two type of modes that will be in Fox Hunt: a survival and capture and survival intrude. So you got two new modes, and the survival capture is a tense multi-phase mission where victory hinges on capturing the elusive Carrollton frogs. So it has to be kind of goofy. You know how Metal Gear is. Their numbers dwindle as the match progresses, forcing players into intense clashes as they race to secure each from and outlast their opponents. So that's what you got. That's what survival capture mode is all about. And all these types will be available up to 12 players. And the survival intrude mode is a high pressure mission where players must hold their ground inside a designated zone to progress through each phase. As the match advances, the number of zones shrink, making stealth and positioning even more critical. Kind of sounds battle royale-ish, but it's really not. Each player has a camo system that they can use as standard gear, allowing them to instantly deploy a full bodysuit that changes the camouflage patterns to suit the different scenarios where evading, pursuit, launches, surprises, attacks, and infiltrating. So I noticed, like when they're up against certain trees, against certain bark, or like in sand and mud, they'll be able to camouflage in that type of environment that they're in, and they'll be able to, hide themselves. It looks pretty cool. So again, it's not Metal Gear Online, which is what a lot of people wanted. This is a new mode that they put a lot of time into, and there is trailers out there on this as well. So this update is coming out. If you beat the regular game, the campaign, you got the multiplayer that's coming out. In 4 weeks, guys, 4 weeks, you will have Fox Hunt coming your way by way of Konami. So they are very excited about that. So that is all the news, all the gaming news we have for this week. A lot of good stuff happening. A lot of good stuff happening this week in the land of gaming. Those are the articles that I pretty much put out there for you guys to know about. And the last segment of the podcast, which is my favorite segment. Give me a second. This is very important to me because this is pretty much where my gaming, career and everything happens. Is back in the retro days of gaming. And what I do every single week, I go through and talk about a retro perspective game that I have played in my past that means a lot to me. And this week's retro perspective game is, drum roll, which is one of my favorites of all time, pro wrestling. Damn, did I love this game, man. So many great fights with the community in the neighborhood that I was growing up in. I played as Fighter Hayabusa. He is the first fighter you fight in the game, and we'll get into the game in a second. I just want to get some story behind this moment. We made up titles and belts as kids. We used to beat the hell out of each other in this game. We bragged a lot, bragging rights. happened every single day. So if you won the match for that week, we did tournaments, kind of like our small little tournaments we did with each other. And the champion used to be able to walk around and brag with his championship belt that you get to take it home to your house and walk into the next gaming session, talking crap and all that stuff. And just the moments that I had with this game when my boys were growing up, man, it was nothing like it. It was nothing like it, man. It was the best wrestling game on the market at the time. There was 2 other wrestling games that came out before this, but they were not on this level. We were already wrestling fans growing up. This game here, man, was just incredible. If you never played it, I will be doing a retro, stream on this game at some point. I played Mike Tyson recently. I'm still trying to play that game because, man, it's hard going back to those 8-bit titles, man. The precision that you needed to work with and your reflexes had to be on point to play these games, man, because they were so freaking hard. But let's get into what this game is all about. It has a single player mode. Single player mode was in the game. You went through the game and you had to fight CPU opponents. After winning about 5 matches, you went up against King Slender. King Slender was the champion at the time in the game. But if you went through the single player mode as King Slender himself, the champion, you went up against, I think it was the Amazon, what was his name that you had to fight, at the end of the game. No, it was Giant Panther. Giant Panther, you had to go through the game, fight him at the end, and become the VWA champion. So, and then once you beat the champion, you had to defend the title against like 10 opponents. And then you got to the end of the game, and the champion that you had to fight at the end was the Great Puma, and he was considered at the time and probably still today one of the hardest bosses to beat in that game. And I think the way we beat that game back in the day, we played it with King Corn Karn, which is one of the characters in the game itself. And he had this devastating kick that he used to do that used to come out really quick, and you constantly kicked the champion until you beat him down. He was hard to pin. And then when you pin him, you became the champion and all that great stuff, man. It was just, it's like the normal going through the game, fighting all these characters, getting the championship and all that jazz. It was just an amazing moment, amazing journey through this game. So, and it also had multiplayer in the game, but that is pretty much the lowdown of what you had to go through in the single player mode. And then the multiplayer mode, you can see right there on the screen, that's kind of what the game looked like back in the day. It is 8-bit. You can see up here, it's 8-bit for real. The fighters you had in the game at the time that it was released was Fighter Hayabusa, which, like I said, he was the guy that I used. He had this back brain kick that was pretty devastating. You had to throw the guy against the ropes, and as they were coming by, I got so good when they passed by, I would time to kick him in the head, it would knock him down. I had to hit you with that kick a lot of times to be able to pin you, but when I did, it was just awesome. It was a nice surprise move that a lot of my friends could not get past. Then you also had Giant Panther. He was a really good character. He was amazing. I kind of forget what his super was. King Corn Karn, he was from Korea. He was the Korean fighter. He had this devastating kick that I just mentioned. He had this chop too. He used to come down with the chop, and that was pretty cool. King Slender was he was a United States champion. He had some cool moves as well. And Starman was the man. He was the Mexican fighter in the game. Starman was amazing. He used to have like this cross chop that he used to throw you against the ropes, and he would like hit you with it. He would dash towards you with it. It was a nice move. And Amazon was a cheater. He used to just sit here and like bite you throughout the entire match. And he used to like throw his hands up in the air and say he wasn't doing anything wrong. It was kind of funny. But all of these fighters were all different. They all had different special moves that you could do to be able to wear down your opponent. If you never played this game, if you have access to retro gaming some type of way, or a lot of people like to emulate games, you could play this game right now on some type of form of emulation. It was one of the best wrestling games ever made out there. And also, Famitsu talked about the game and reviewed it back in the day. You get to see the review scores right up here. Famitsu was out back in the 80s, guys. Damn. I didn't even realize until I did some research on this that they were reviewing games way back in the day. You also get to see the other, wrestling games that came out for the NES back then. You had tag team wrestling, and then you had tag team match muscle wrestling that came out back in those days. But yeah, the game got some pretty decent reviews back then, but it's highly regarded by a lot of people in the community and a lot of people that played the game back in those days, that it was the best wrestling game ever made. And Game Informer rated it as the 79th best game ever made in 2001. So it made the top 100 list. One of the top 100 games ever made back in the day. So there you go. Pro wrestling is a game that I played back in the day that just to this day I talk about when me and my friends get together and talk about old 8-bit games. This game comes up all the time. And as I will in the future, all the games we talk about in the retro perspective moment of the podcast, we will be live streaming these games at some point when I go through my retro gaming. Once I get the analog 3D in, the Nintendo 64 4K system, when we get that in, hopefully in December, they pushed it back once again. That's when we start doing all our retro gaming right around January, pretty much January. I think I'm going to peg that as because that's a slow month for games. But hell, I looked at all the new releases coming out in the first 3 months of next year. There's some great games coming out toward the end of January, February, and going into March. You got some good stuff coming out. So gaming will not slow down as normally as it do in the first 3 months of the year. We got some great stuff coming out. Well, all right. That is episode 5 of the Looking for Party podcast. I hope all you guys enjoyed this podcast. I enjoy doing this. This is what we do. We talk about games. We talk about things that happened in the past, the things that we're doing. And I always have that epic loot for you. Every single podcast on games that you can buy right now that are cheap, that you could put in your pocket. No, that you could save, have more money in your pocket, and be able to buy these amazing gaming experiences for a cheap price. That's all I got for now. Talk to you guys soon. We'll be live streaming tomorrow. Like I said, Monster Hunter will be back into the fray. And we always, as we always do, our Metroid Mondays are going to be lit once again in a new adventure in Metroid Zero Mission. Talk to y'all soon. Take care. Have fun. Game on. I hope your team wins today. I'll give all you guys good luck on your football teams. If you're an NFL fan, unless you play the Raiders, good luck. If you play the Raiders, I hope you lose. Take care. See you soon. Darth Spriggan.